In the heart of an ancient Linley Makmur village, a place of breathtaking beauty, lush green lies paddy stretched as far as the eye could see, and the gentle laughter of its people echoed through the peaceful valleys. Villagers lived in harmony, their days filled with simple joys and the hard work. But this serenity was a fragile thing. One day, a shadow fell over the village, not from a passing cloud, but from a creeping darkness that chilled the eye. Sinister clouds gathered, and from the mountains descended a terror that would haunt their dreams, a monstrous seven-headed snake. The beast terrorized the village, its multiple heads striking with venomous fury, turning their peaceful home into a land of fear. Among the villagers was a young man named Bima. Unlike others who cowered in fear, Bima's heart burned with a fierce determination as he watched his people suffer. He saw the sorrow in their eyes and he knew he could not stand by and do nothing. He decided he would be the one to face this monster. With a heavy but resolute heart, Bima went to the village elder to seek his blessing. The elder, seeing the fire of courage in Bima's eyes, knew he was their only hope. He entrusted Bima with a sacred heirloom, an ancient kiss, its wavy blade shimmering with a mystical light. This legendary weapon, passed down through generations, was said to hold the power to vanquish great evils. Armed with the kiss and the hopes of his people, Bima began his perilous journey to the snake's lair. His path led him through a dense, untamed jungle, a place where sunlight struggled to pierce the thick canopy. Thorny vines snagged at his clothes, and strange, unsettling sounds echoed from the shadows. He crossed treacherous rivers, their currents strong enough to sweep away the unwary, and he climbed steep, rocky cliffs that tested his strength and endurance. With every step, he felt the weight of his mission, but the thought of his village gave him the strength to push forward. The air grew colder and he carried a foul stench as he neared a dark, gaping cave carved into the side of a grim mountain. He knew he had arrived. Taking a deep breath, Bima stepped into the oppressive darkness of the cave. The air was sticky and heavy, and alone, menacing his echoed off the damp walls. His eyes slowly adjusted to the gloom, and then he saw it. The seven-headed snake, a colossal beast of scales and fury, coiled in the heart of the cavern. Its seven heads swayed hypnotically, each pair of reptilian eyes glowing with malevolence. As it sensed his presence, all seven heads snapped towards him, roaring with a sound that shook the fairy ground he stood on. The battle had begun. The fight was a whirlwind of chaos and danger. Bima, with the grace of a dancer and the speed of a striking hawk, dodged and weaved through a flurry of attacks. One head lunged, spitting venom, while another tried to crush him in its powerful jaws. He moved with incredible agility, the ancient kris a silver blue in his hand. He parried, ducked, and rolled, narrowly avoiding death with each passing second. Seeing an opening, he lunged forward and with a powerful slash, severed one of the snake's heads. But his moment of triumph was short-lived. To his horror, from the bloody stump, two new heads sprouted, angrier and more ferocious than before. He shot another, and the same thing happened. He realized brute force was useless. This was a battle he couldn't win with strength alone. Frustration gave way to clarity. Bima knew he had to outsmart the beast. He began to run, not in retreat, but in a calculated pattern, weaving around the massive cavern. He taunted the monster, drawing its attention, making it angrier and more reckless. He positioned himself strategically, forcing the seven heads to focus their rage on a single point. One by one, he lured them into striking at the same spot, their movements becoming tangled and confused. As all seven heads lunged forward in a chaotic, final assault, Bima saw his chance. The heads were perfectly aligned. Summoning all his strength and courage, he channeled his energy into the sacred kris. With one final, mighty swing, he brought the blade down in a sweeping RC. The enchanted steel sliced cleanly through all seven necks at once. A deafening shriek filled the cave as the giant body of the snake crashed violently before falling still. Silence descended, broken only by Bima's heavy breathing. The monster was finally defeated. Exhausted but victorious, Bima made his way back to the village. When the people saw him emerge from the forest, holding the blood-stained kiss high, a cheer erupted that echoed through the valleys. The dark clouds that had loomed over their home began to part, and the sun shone down on Makmur village once again. A grand celebration was held, not just for the defeat of the monster, but in honor of the hero who had saved them. Bima became a legend, his story told for generations to come. His victory taught everyone a valuable lesson. The true courage isn't just about strength, but about intelligence and an unwavering will to protect others. It shows us that even the most terrifying darkness can be overcome, not just with a sword, but with a sharp mind and a heart full of love for one's community. Thanks for watching and don't forget to follow for more amazing stories.